Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a little boy named Raj. Raj loved running. Every day, he would run through the green fields, jump over small streams, and feel the cool wind on his face. But Raj's family was poor. He didn't have proper shoes for running. He ran barefoot and his feet often hurt. One day, while running, Raj saw an old man sitting under a tree. The old man looked tired but had a kind smile. Raj stopped and offered him water. The man thanked him and said, "Why do you run so much, child?" Raj replied, "I want to become the fastest runner in the world, but I don't even have shoes. How can I dream of something so big?" The old man smiled and said, "Dreams don't need shoes. They need courage and hard work. Keep running, and one day the world will know your name." Raj thought about the old man's words. They gave him hope, but still, he wished he had proper shoes. The next day, while running through the forest, Raj saw something shiny near a bush. He picked it up. It was a small golden bolt, glowing in the sunlight. Raj was curious. He put it in his pocket and went home. That night, Raj had a strange dream. He saw the golden bolt talking to him. It said, "Raj, I can help you. When you hold me, you will run faster than ever. But remember, only use me when you truly need help." Raj woke up, unsure if it was real, but he decided to keep the bolt with him. The village school announced a big sports event. Raj's friends laughed at him. "You? Win a race? With no shoes? Impossible," they said. Raj felt sad but remembered the old man's words. On the day of the race, Raj was nervous. He saw the other boys with shiny shoes and confident smiles. He looked at his bare feet. "Can I really do this?" he thought. Then he touched the golden bolt in his pocket. The race began. Raj ran as fast as he could, but the others were ahead. He remembered the bolt's words, "Use me when you truly need help." Raj held the bolt tightly. Suddenly, he felt a surge of energy. His feet felt light, and he ran like the wind. He passed one boy, then another and another. The crowd gasped. Raj crossed the finish line first. Everyone cheered, but Raj didn't tell anyone about the bolt. After the race, a poor boy came to Raj and said, "I wish I could run like you, but I don't even have shoes." Raj smiled and gave the boy the golden bolt. "Take this. It might help you," he said. The boy's eyes filled with tears. "Why are you giving this to me?" he asked. Raj replied, "Dreams are for sharing, not keeping. You run, and you'll see how far you can go." Days passed, and Raj continued running, now without the bolt. But something strange happened. He didn't feel slow. In fact, he felt faster than ever. Raj realized that the bolt had only shown him his own strength. He didn't need magic. He needed belief. The village people began to call him the Bolt. Raj inspired many children to dream big, no matter how small their beginnings. What does this story teach us? It tells us that true magic is in our hearts. Dreams don't need things. They need courage and kindness. If this story touched your heart, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories. What would you do if you found a magical object? Comment in English and practice your skills. You said, Raj's life began to change after that race. People in the village now saw him differently. They admired his determination, but Raj stayed humble. He kept helping others and encouraging them to dream big. One day, the boy Raj gave the golden bolt to came running to him. Raj, Raj. I ran my first race and came second. The bolt helped me, he said, his face glowing with happiness. Raj smiled and said, I'm proud of you. But remember, the bolt is only a guide. The real power is inside you. Keep believing in yourself, and you'll go even further. The boy nodded and promised to work hard. Raj felt happy, knowing he had passed on something more valuable than just a golden object. He had passed on hope. But life wasn't always easy for Raj. A few weeks later, a big race was announced in the nearby city. It was a national competition. Raj wanted to join, but the entry fee was high and his family couldn't afford it. Raj felt torn. Should he give up, or should he try to find a way? He sat under the same tree where he had met the old man. What should I do? He thought. Just then, a little girl approached him. She was holding a small basket of flowers. Why are you sad? She asked. Raj explained his problem. The girl thought for a moment and said, My mother always says, when you have a dream, the whole world helps you. Maybe someone can help you. Her words stayed with Raj. He decided to ask for help. He went to the village market and started running small errands for people, earning a little money every day. Some villagers noticed his efforts and donated small amounts. Slowly, Raj gathered enough money to enter the competition. When he reached the city, he was amazed. The roads were wide, the buildings tall, and the crowd huge. Raj felt small in such a big place, but he reminded himself why he was there. The day of the race came. Raj stood at the starting line, surrounded by runners from all over the country. They looked strong, confident, and ready. Raj felt nervous, but held on to his belief. As the race began, Raj ran with all his heart. The track was different from the fields he was used to, but he adapted. He remembered the struggles, the encouragement, and the hope he carried from his village. Midway through the race, Raj stumbled and fell. The crowd gasped. The other runners passed him. Raj felt tears in his eyes. Maybe I'm not meant for this, he thought. But then he heard a familiar voice in his head, the old man's words. Dreams don't need shoes. They need courage. Raj wiped his tears, got up, and started running again. The crowd cheered louder. Go, boy, go, they shouted. Raj didn't look back. With every step, he pushed himself harder. And then something magical happened. He didn't just catch up, he started overtaking runners one by one. In the last few seconds, Raj crossed the finish line. He didn't win first place, but he came third. For Raj, it was more than a medal. It was proof that he could achieve his dreams. When Raj went back to his village, he wasn't just a runner anymore. He became an inspiration. The villagers celebrated him, not because he won, but because he never gave up. One evening, as Raj sat by the stream, the little boy he had given the bolt to came running to him again. "Raj, I gave the bolt to someone else today," the boy said. "He needed it more than me." Raj felt a deep warmth in his heart. "That's the true magic," he said, "helping others believe in themselves." As the sun set, Raj looked at the horizon and thought, "Dreams are like the wind. You can't see them, but they push you forward." If this story inspired you, please show your love by liking and subscribing. For more heart-touching stories, stay tuned. Here's a question for you. What would you do if you fell in a race? Write your answer in English to practice and improve your skills. Raj's journey didn't stop there. His determination had sparked a change in the entire village. Children who once feared failure now wanted to try new things. Parents began supporting their kids' dreams, no matter how small. One day, a teacher from the city visited the village. She had heard about Raj's story. "Raj, your journey is inspiring," she said. "Would you like to share your story with students in the city?" Raj hesitated. "But I'm just a simple village boy. What can I teach them?" The teacher smiled. "You've taught your village to believe. That's more than enough." Raj agreed, though he felt nervous. On the day of the event, he stood in front of a large crowd of students and teachers. His hand shook, but then he remembered the race and how he got back up after falling. He began, "I used to think I was too small to dream big. But dreams don't care about who you are or where you're from. They only care about how much you believe." Raj shared his story, from running barefoot in the fields to earning his place in a national race. He talked about the golden bolt and how it taught him that magic is within us. The audience listened in silence, some with tears in their eyes. After his speech, a boy from the crowd asked, "Raj, what if we fail even when we try our best?" Raj paused and replied, "Failure isn't the end. It's the start of a new journey. When you fail, you learn. And when you learn, you grow stronger. Never stop trying." The students clapped, and some even stood up to cheer. Raj felt a sense of fulfillment he had never felt before. When he returned to the village, the little girl with the basket of flowers came to him again. "Raj, do you know why I gave you hope that day?" she asked. Raj shook his head. The girl smiled and said, "Because I saw a runner who wasn't running just for himself, but for everyone who believed in him." Those words stayed with Raj forever. He realized that his journey was no longer just about becoming the fastest runner. It was about inspiring others to find their own paths, no matter how hard life seemed. Years later, Raj became a coach, training children from villages to compete in races. He didn't just teach them to run. He taught them to believe in themselves. And the golden bolt, it traveled from hand to hand, helping many find their inner strength. But no one ever forgot that it was Raj who showed them that the real magic was within their hearts. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe and like for more beautiful stories that inspire and teach us. Here's a thought for you. What's one time you believed in yourself and achieved something special? Write your answer in English in the comments below. Let's practice together. Raj's life as a coach brought him immense joy. Every morning, he would gather the village children near the fields, teaching them not just how to run, but also how to stay determined, even when life got tough. One of his students was a girl named Meera. Meera was shy and quiet, but she had a spark in her eyes. She loved running, but often hesitated to join the practice. One day, Raj noticed her sitting under a tree, watching the others. "Why don't you join us, Meera?" Raj asked gently.
Meera looked down.
"I'm not fast like the others." "I'll never win," she said softly. Raj knelt beside her and said, "Do you know why I started running? It wasn't to win. It was to feel free. Winning comes later. First, you have to believe in yourself and enjoy the journey." Meera thought for a moment and then nodded. From that day, she joined the practice. She wasn't the fastest, but she was determined. Day by day, she improved, and Raj could see her confidence growing. A big regional competition was announced, and Raj decided to take his students there. The journey to the city was long, and for many of the children, it was their first time leaving the village. They were excited but nervous. On the day of the competition, Meera's race was last. She watched as some of her friends won their events while others didn't. When her turn came, she felt her heart pounding. "What if I fall? What if I lose?" she thought. Raj came to her and said, "Meera, do you remember what I told you? This isn't about winning or losing. It's about giving your best. No matter what happens, we are proud of you." Meera took a deep breath and walked to the starting line. The whistle blew, and she ran with all her heart. She wasn't leading, but she kept going. Halfway through the race, she stumbled. The crowd gasped, and Meera felt tears welling up in her eyes. She remembered Raj's words, "When you fall, get back up." She stood up, brushed off the dirt, and started running again. The crowd began cheering louder. Meera didn't win the race, but when she crossed the finish line, she was met with applause. Raj hugged her and said, "You are a winner, Meera. Not because you finished the race, but because you didn't give up." Meera smiled through her tears. That day, she realized that courage mattered more than medals. After the competition, something beautiful happened. Other students who had doubted themselves started believing that they too could try. Meera became an inspiration, just like Raj. Back in the village, Raj gathered the children and said, "Every race you run, every challenge you face, teaches you something. It's not about the result. It's about the journey." One evening, Raj visited the tree where he had first met the old man. He sat there, looking at the golden sunset, and thought about how far he had come. From a barefoot boy running in the fields to a coach inspiring young hearts, his journey had been extraordinary. As he sat there, the same little girl with the flower basket came to him. She was older now, but still carried that warm smile. "Raj, do you know what you've done for this village?" she asked. Raj shook his head. "You've taught us to dream," she said. "And more than that, you've shown us how to believe in ourselves." Raj smiled, his heart full. He realized that the true legacy he was leaving wasn't his victories or his medals. It was the hope he had sparked in others. If this story moved you, please like and subscribe for more inspiring tales. Here's a question to think about. What is one thing you've learned from a failure? Write your answer in English in the comments below and practice your skills.